Alright, so yesterday we had Charlie and Marco in here and we were testing out the elevation mask, and we wanted to see if it does actually live up to the claims that it makes, and that is the claims they make. They say it simulates altitude or altitude training and hypoxic reaction. It doesn't, because we were able to show by using a pulse oximeter the blood oxygen saturation level of both of the guys, and the mask was only able to get the blood oxygen saturation level down to 95%, and that was with Charlie going flat out on the battling ropes for 30 seconds. Fair enough, 30 seconds isn't a very long time. However, what we saw on the reading was his heart rate was right up, but his blood oxygen saturation was only at 95%. And it came back up to 96 really quick, actually. The point being there is that at sea level, which is what I'm breathing now, if I was to put an oximeter on right now, my blood oxygen saturation will be between 96 and 100%, probably up closer to the 100% mark for me. The thing is, with the hypoxic training and altitude training, I should say, because that's what everyone knows it as, you need to get your blood oxygen saturation below 90%. That's a well-established fact, and it's referenced and it's easy to find. And another thing too is that to stimulate a significant amount of red blood cell production, or EPO production, I should say, you need a 30-minute block of your SpO2% being below 90%, okay? So, one, Charlie wasn't able to get his blood oxygen saturation below 95%. Two, even if he could, well, there's no point even going any further on that, because that's the first thing. But the point is, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be able to use a set of battling ropes for 30 minutes flat out at the intensity that he was using it at, which wasn't even getting his blood oxygen saturation level down. Now that's what these makers of this mask intend the mask to be used for, is for working out and putting into an MMA training regime. Basically, it doesn't simulate altitude. That's all there is to it. I can't make it any more clear than that. We showed it with the blood oxygen saturation levels, and that is the key component of altitude training, getting the blood oxygen saturation down below 90%. Okay, so this is ATC here. We've got Marco and Charlie, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the elevation training mask and see if it does live up to the claims that they make. So what we've got here is we've got Marco on the left with the ATS Elite unit. We have got that cranked up on full bore, as that's what I do with, that's what I generally do, and depending on the activity that we're performing, we'll just manipulate the controls to get the blood oxygen saturation down to the desired level. So that's the thing. Blood oxygen saturation, that is the key point here, and that's what we're using. We're using the pulse oximeter, which Charlie's got on his finger here. So if you come over and have a look, what you'll see Charlie's reading there is 99% SpO2. That is that's his blood oxygen saturation level. Okay, so there we go. Let's try it on you again, Marco. Just put it on your middle finger on your left hand. Yeah. How are you finding the breathing just standing there like that, Charlie?
Comfortable, I suppose.
Right. Yeah. How are you finding with the diaphragm? Because that's essentially what it is. Diaphragm strengthening.
Yeah, I feel like it helps. Yeah.
Have you tried the power breathe before?
No.
I've got one of them. I've been using it for ages. Marco's got one too. Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm glad to see that they changed the design on those things, because that mask thing is just ridiculous, eh? Okay, so there we go. That's it. That's the point straight away. Point proof right there. Charlie's got the mask on, and his SpO2% is 98, 99%. Marco's just standing there, and his is down 86. Okay. this is how these oximeters work, you know. You can't sort of just leave it on your finger for a long time. You got to change fingers all the time, and you know, yeah, you've got to regularly get new checks on it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to say that that's the reading, 98% and 104 beats per minute. So that'll do that. And then we'll get Marco to jump on there. Maybe I'll just leave you to keep going while we do the stuff.
Yeah, one to turn the elevation down to 175.
175. He's down too low. Okay. I'll just put it on 9.0. 80. So there we go. Again, 79. He's dropped down to 79. Just change it onto your middle finger for us. That'll take a second to stabilise. 83. Yeah, I'm happy with that. 82. 81. Yep. There we go. See, it's still dropping down. So just then we had to just drop the machine down a couple of settings because Marco's blood oxygen saturation was going below the level that I like to train people at. He's now cruising along, walking at 6 k's an hour, and he's around 83%, 82%, and 104 beats per minute. So he's got the same heart rate that Charlie was having, but that's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, his blood oxygen saturation is at the level that we want, and we weren't able to do that with the mask, the elevation training mask that Charlie's got here. So what we're going to do now, though, we're going to leave Marco to do his thing, and we're going to go and take Charlie outside, and we're going to do a couple of the tests that they do with the type of activities that they do with the elevation mask. Okay, so we've got Charlie there with the, he's got the second hardest lot of filters in there. He's, which lot were you normally using just for your normal exercise? The first lot. He normally uses the first lot. Okay, so now he's on this second from the top. So we're going to do the rope drills just for 30 seconds, and then we'll have a look at his blood oxygen saturation level. Okay, ready, Charlie?
Yeah.
Okay, caveman. Good, good. Let's have the octopus. Good, good, good. Okay, let's have the crossover. Big crossovers. That's it. Big arm movement. Good, good. Okay, good stuff. Okay, let's have this now. Other hand. Okay, that's good. Alright, so from my experience with these bits of gear, whilst Charlie was probably, while he was at the hardest point of it, he probably would have been lucky to hit 94%, especially considering now his saturation is not really breaking out of the normal level, which is like 96 to 100%. Yeah, so there we go, and that's going hard on the ropes for 30 seconds. I don't know how, as we were just talking about before, you know, how do you reckon you'd find doing that for half an hour?
Oh, very tiring.
Okay, so there we go. The elevation mask is no elevation mask at all, doesn't simulate altitude training, and can't get the blood oxygen saturation below 90% like we need, and like altitude training does. So, false advertising, that's it here. Elevation mask is no elevation mask at all. So, without getting too technical on a short video, I'm going to leave it there and just tell you that if you're interested in proper altitude training and the hypoxic reaction, there's plenty of information on my website bisf.com.au or bisf.com.au, and or if you still can't find it and understand what I said then, as I find a lot of people have trouble with the S and the F, it's an acronym for Burn It, Superior Fitness, okay? There's heaps of information regarding hypoxic training, so you can learn about it, and you'll see that the elevation mask is